Shalom, family. I'm not going to be long. I posted something in my comment section for Father's Day. I'm not really into the Gentiles holiday, but Father's and Mother's Day, I'm a firm believer we honor our parents all the time, not just a particular day of the year. And so it's not so much of me celebrating the holiday, but I wanted to observe our Hebrew fathers among us and just give them a shout out with Father's Day. That's all I was doing. I don't believe it should be narrowed down to a day. Absolutely. But I'm disturbed by some of the things that people wrote. Call no man father. I get that. When my dad was alive, I called him dad, like many people in this world. I called him dad. I didn't call him father. One of my close friends, she called her dad, she called him pop, you know? So we all had our thing. And when I had a friend years ago, and she was from Puerto Rico, and she called her dad Pappy. So just because the day is labeled Father's Day, it doesn't mean that we all called our fathers father. In fact, to be honest with you, y'all, and I'm being for real, out of all of my friends, I never heard one of them call their dad father. They all either said dad or pop. I never heard one of them say father. Even my dad, he called his father. When my father was alive, my earthly father, he called his father dad. You know? So yeah, you see, Brother Sly, you called yours pops, and I hear that a lot, within our group. The fifth commandment says, honor thy mother and thy father. And sometimes I feel like we got Hebrews among us that just want to always rain on the parade. I really do feel that way sometimes. Maybe you're not doing it intentionally, but you're definitely doing it. And it wasn't everybody. It was probably maybe a few people here and there that was trying to be negative. Ladies and gentlemen, I got one subscriber. I'm not going to call him out. If I compliment our Hebrew men, they write me and say I'm being lustful. That is not true. In our Bible, it talked about the beauty of some women. Remember, Sarah is the most beautiful woman on earth. Leah and Rachel, it spoke about their beauty, said they were beautiful. Judith, she was described as beautiful, and the men comely. So if it's not wrong for those things to be said in the Bible, why is it wrong if I compliment a Hebrew man? I'm not lusting after all men. That's ridiculous. But I got this one person that takes everything to the extreme. And I don't understand that. You actually sound like the Gentiles. Now, the Gentiles will go above and beyond not to compliment us because in their minds, that's keeping us with low self-esteem. I usually blow them off because I know what they're doing. So I just blow them the hell off. I don't care. That's not going to keep me with no low self-esteem. That might have been something somebody taught them, but that certainly don't have no impact on me because I don't pay attention to that stuff. But some of y'all, and I'm being for real, some of y'all sound just like them Gentiles that won't give you a compliment. You sound just like them. I mean, what has happened to us has been beyond sick. We have gone through hell and back. But I don't think we should see things as wrong when we just notice things about each other. I remember when I was a teenager, my father had a friend and he would come over and his name was Joe. Now, Joe was bald, but he wore a beard. And when I was younger, when I was way younger, I used to like men clean shaven. But his one friend actually changed my mind. This man, his beard was meticulous. I mean, he kept it trim, it was lined up nicely, it just looked good. So I'm a little girl. I was probably about 7 or 8 years old. I complimented him on his beard, and at that time in my life, his was probably the best beard I've ever seen on a man. So was that lustful? Because I just liked the way he groomed himself? I wasn't lusting after anybody at that age, but it was just nice the way he hooked up that beard. So I'm sorry, I just don't see nothing wrong. I remember my mother had a friend, and back then we were all in church. This woman used to wear the baddest looking hats I've ever seen in my life, and I complimented her on her hats. Was that lusting? There's going to be things about a Hebrew man and woman that I will like and admire, but it doesn't mean I'm lusting. I just don't understand what is wrong with us. So if I shout out the men, some of you got to come in the comment section to rain on the parade? Wow. I tell you what, I don't ever want to be like that. I even hope when I get in the kingdom, if I run into any of you and I like what you got on, or I like your husband's trimmed up beard, I hope I can say that and you won't be offended at all. If my queens are out there looking beautiful with their hair head wrap on and their white robe, I don't see nothing wrong with me walking over and telling my Hebrew sisters, you look beautiful. My goodness, is it really that bad? I just hope that we can be above what Gentiles do. I really do, you know, but it's really sad to see stuff like that. So what do you recommend that, yes, we do have our Father. And when I pray to Yahweh, I call him my Father. And I don't call any man on this earth, I don't use that term father just for him. You know, I just hope we can break out of this. What if we're in the kingdom and we all got children and we like what your children got on? Or our Hebrew sisters hooked up their children's hair and their hair looks beautiful. We can't say nothing about that because Hebrew women, we can do some heads. Okay, we can do some heads for real. I just hope we're not in this state. I really do. I really hope we can get beyond this. It's really sad. You know, um, just giving our men a little recognition is a problem to some of our people. That's pretty sad. So, ladies and gentlemen, I pray every day that this kingdom continues to fall and we can finally be out of this hell that we have been in for hundreds of years. And I hope that when we are finally out of this pure hell, that we can look at each other and admire each other, and we can worship together and be neighborly in the kingdom. There is nothing wrong with positive reinforcement, especially since we had so little of it in this wicked kingdom. Plain and simple. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to keep you any further. I just wanted to express myself when I saw a few things earlier. And actually, the same thing happened last year, but I chose not to say anything. But this year, it's really getting under my skin with some of y'all. It's not even the majority of you, it's probably like two, three of them that are like that, but it's not most of you. Most of you are, you're pretty well grounded. Despite everything we've gone through, you're still pretty well grounded, and you're okay with us, saying something about the men that are around for their children. My father was around for me, and I'm always going to be grateful for that. My dad was there. We went on vacations. My father took me to his job. eh, you know and those are things I'm going to always remember for the rest of my life, and I wouldn't give those memories up for anything. So everybody, try to enjoy the rest of your day. And I actually put together a little slideshow on alligator bait, and I'm going to be probably doing that. I'll probably post it tomorrow, and we'll talk about that part of the history that many don't see. I have an actual shot, and that I want to show all of you, of a black baby boy that was removed from a tree by an alligator, and you can see the baby is like halfway in the alligator's mouth. Somebody actually snapped a picture of it, and I want y'all to see that. So I got it all together, so it's just a matter of posting a time when we can have that live stream. So everybody, may the Most High keep his most permanent protection around you always. Until we come together again, shalom, family.